Hello everyone. I hope everyone had a great Purim wherever they were. This Shabbos is one of the special Parshas of the 4 weeks that started Adar until Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We started with the Parshas. What's the first one you read? Parshas Shkolim. Then we did Parshas Zachor, and now we're getting to Parshas Parah. So the Parshas Parah, if you read the Psukim inside, that's the parsha about when someone becomes impure through contact with a dead person. The way to become pure again is to do what? Is to take a red cow, you burn the red cow, you mix it with water, you stick a hyssop inside, and you sprinkle the ashes with the water on the person who's impure as tamei, and through that he becomes pure again. There are many questions about the Parshas Parah, about the whole idea of the Paraduma, the red cow, the red heifer. Is that one of the main questions that people ask about it? Why it's called in the Torah chok? We don't understand it, right? It's something without reason. The Paraduma, those chukos of Torah. The parsha starts off. This is the chok of the Torah. Is that the person who prepares the red heifer, who burns it, becomes tamei through the process. And the person who's tamei, once he gets sprinkled with it, becomes tahor. So it doesn't make any sense. If this thing is the power to cleanse someone, why the person who prepares it becomes tamei through it? It's one of the things we don't understand. So we're going to do a nice piece from the Siva Shalom about this idea of Paraduma. He quotes the Sefer Ber Mayim Chaim, that he writes that the whole idea of the Paraduma, Al-Pi Medrash, Drush, is that it's Merubis Kiedu ala Dinim, on judgment, right? The burning of the Paraduma represents burning of the Din. Burning of the Din in English means the judgment. It's the burning of the judgment. The question is, what in the world does this do with Paraduma? We just explained it's the idea of someone is tamei meis, you burn it and then it becomes pure again. What does it have to do with judgment, with Din? So to understand this, the Siva Shalom explains based on a pasuk in Tehillim. The pasuk says in Tehillim, Ki amarti olam b'chesed yiboneh. Right? God said the world He's creating is a world of chesed. Right? God's world that He created is all chesed, it's all good. There's nothing bad in this world. Everything God creates, everything God does is for the people, His creatures, the animals, the people, to get enjoyment. Olam b'chesed yiboneh. It's a world of chesed, charity. God is creating charity. He wants to give good. That's the nature of God. He wants to give over good. God isn't Hitler. He doesn't want to hurt people. He only wants to do good. Yeah. So that's the So the question is, the Nesiv Shalom wants to know is that we see in life that what sometimes life really stinks, right? That people suffering, people having a hard time with their job, making a living. People are sick. We see the world, and now, unfortunately, in Israel now, with the family that was slaughtered by those Arab terrorists. They knifed babies. I can't even imagine what kind of people could do that to little babies. It's one thing, someone wants to set off a bomb. He shoots someone with a gun. It's less direct. But how could a person take a knife and stab and slaughter an infant, a 3-year-old? It doesn't make any sense. Besides the parents, it doesn't make any sense. These horrible things. And yesterday in Israel, there was the bomb near the central bus station, a very busy part of town. It seems like what chesed is there? What good is God doing? God wants to do good. What good is this? The Holocaust. All these things happen. What is there good? If God created a world of chesed, what good is there? There's so much stuff. So the Nesiv Shalom explains, based on an excellent mashal. He says that if a person who's sick, right, the first thing he does, he wants to go to the doctor, right? The doctor says, in order to get better, he has to give you a surgery. Yeah. What happens during the surgery? The doctor comes, he takes a knife, and he slices open the stomach. He cuts the body into pieces. It's a lot of pain, right? Even if they say there's anesthesia, but the recovery takes a long time. You feel very sore. I was sick before I came to you. Now I even feel even worse now, even afterwards. But what's the pshat? People realize In order for me to get better, I have to go through this suffering. And there is, if it wasn't for the suffering that the doctor's putting me through, I would just die. So therefore, a person has thanks to the doctor. He realizes that the doctor's doing it out of love. He wants the person to get better. So it's the same thing also by us in the world. That a lot of time, people, unfortunately, they also get sick. Spiritually sick, I'm talking about. People get sick spiritually. Through what? Spiritually sick means people get so caught up in their physical lives. Whether it's girls, whether it's drugs, gambling, and anything you're getting yourself caught up into, clothing, food. If that's your main accent in your life is on all these physical things, so then you start chasing this physical and you forget that there's a God, and you're not connected to God anymore. And the whole purpose of creation is God wants to do good to people. What is true good? When Jews or anyone have a relationship with God. Yeah? If you don't have that, because we're involved in all other physical things, we forget there's a God. So that's not the good. That's not why God created us. God wants to give good to people, right? He wants to do good. So what happens if you have a person who's sitting caught up in all the physical acts he's doing, whatever he's involved in? God also has to do a surgery, right? What is the surgery that God does? He has to send us wake-up calls sometimes. And sometimes we have to go through some suffering in order for us to wake up and realize that God's telling us, Rabbi, Jew, your life has meaning. It's not to be running around chasing, going to strip club to strip club. It's more life than this. And from drug to drug, girls to girls. There's more trying to advance in your job. There's more to life than that. Life is meant to have a relationship with me, with God, the one who created you. That's the true good. All the good you'll find in physical, it evaporates, goes away. You look on, you have to go always moving on for the next thing. You never feel full. You want true happiness, it's to be connected with me. And that's the good when God created the world. The true good is when people and God are connected to each other. Then you feel satiated. You feel wholesome. You feel like your life has a meaning. And that's the idea. Really, everything in this world is good. God wants to do us all good. But what happens sometimes, Jews are going off. They're getting caught up in physical things, so he has to send us wake-up calls, like the doctor. But he's not doing it to hurt us. Just like the doctor's not doing it to hurt the patient. He wants us to wake up and realize, Rabbi, your life's a mess, right? You want to have some meaning in your life, come back to me. And just to share a short story, I remember when I was 18 years old, when I first came out to Israel to yeshiva, there was a person I used to study with at night. We studied with a rabbi together, us two and a rabbi. And this kid had an interesting history. This kid came to yeshiva really a year before me. He came to yeshiva. And the reason is because when he was in high school, so this kid officially grew up in an Orthodox home, but he was going off the path a little bit when he was in high school. And it was one Friday night on Shabbos, he was out with his buddies driving somewhere. And he was on one of the highways, I forget, with the Grand Central, the Van Wyck, I forget which one it was. And the car had got a flat. The guy driving the car, all Jewish guys came from Orthodox homes. The guy knew how to change a tire. He went out to change the tire. And what happened? He was out changing it, and there was no shoulder on the side of the highway. He didn't have any protective gear or whatever it is, those things you wear, the yellow things on your chest, whatever it is. And the car, going down the highway, didn't see him, and he hit him. And he killed him on the spot. So these two guys with him saw it happen. And one of these guys was a guy with me in yeshiva now when I was 18. What happened to him was a wake-up call. He realized to himself that, you know what? My life's a mess. I had to change something, right? Driving around on Shabbos is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah? And he decided, he picked up, and he came to yeshiva. And now, Baruch Hashem, his life's in order. He got married to a religious girl. He was living in the 5 towns. He just moved out to Israel last year. And Baruch Hashem, wasn't for that incident, right? He would be in a different place. But sometimes God has to take from us sacrifices sometimes as a message to everyone around us. We have to fix ourselves. But it wasn't out of hate. It was out of love, right? He wanted this boy to fix, to change.